As I filed my taxes for the year 2011, I received a message back from the IRS stating that I'd already filed my taxes. Unbeknownst to me, I was part of the 10 million people in the United States that had been hacked. And as a result, each year that I filed taxes, I received a specific number that only pertains to me, just in case those hackers are still out there doing their bad work. So today, what am I going to talk about is what to do about your finances if you're hacked. I want to share some more information with you. As you can see, strolling here, 2.9 billion Social Security records and 272 million Social Security numbers have been stolen from a Florida company in April of 2024. Sad but true. This is the world that we're living in now. And so today, what I'm going to share with you is what we can do and immediately some actions that we can take. Now, with someone stealing your Social Security number and there's a breach, the names and personal data have been exposed, and they can have severe and long term consequences, things such as identity theft. So there's some immediate risk that you can damage a consumer's credit card and credit and it takes years to resolve it. So if someone has your Social Security records and your Social Security number, the immediate risk is that people can get this information, start charging, and it will come out of the blue. You'd never expect it, just like I didn't with my taxes. And then there's difficulty in recovering it primarily because first you have to know that you've been hacked and you would have received this information. Now, if you use a service such as LifeLock, they will let you know immediately, but all companies don't do this. And so, what is the impact on your financial reputation? You have to consider that. And then, what about those fraudulent financial charges that are out there? You're wondering, how in the world? I never charged anything. I'll share a story again with you that happened to me maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I was at a local bank and depositing my money there. And all of a sudden, I saw this charge for $300 from Virginia. And I said, well, I know I haven't been to Virginia to purchase anything. So I contacted the bank. Hello? Yes, Mr. Van, how can we help you? I have a charge. Would you mind checking this for me and let me know what this charge is all about? Oh, about an hour or so, they called me back. Mr. Van, one of our employees here at the bank made this charge with your checking account and your credit card. And I said, what time do you open tomorrow? They said 9 o'clock. So I went there the next day and I got all of my money out. But these things happen. And then you want to be concerned about loan and credit fraud, that someone may go out and get a loan using your Social Security number and your credit card information, checking account and savings account. Then there's healthcare fraud. So your medical identity theft takes place, and insurance fraud as well. And then, as I mentioned before, tax fraud, filing false tax returns. Now, that's a tough one. And then, what's the risk of ongoing fraud? Well, since the people have stolen 272 million Social Security numbers, this can go on for years. And then the emotional and psychological toll that it takes on people, because you're wondering, why am I receiving these charges? So the immediate thing that you can do is to go out and freeze your credit. You can go to one of the credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and they will also help you. If you tell one of the credit reporting bureaus about the fact that you've been hacked, then they will tell the other two. And so you want to be able to do that. And then you also want to look at the time and effort that it would take for you to resolve this. And it takes time. You have to actually go to court and defend yourself, even though you're the victim. But it happens every day. And then there's the legal and financial costs. And that's why I say, and I'm not paid by LifeLock, but I know, having done research, that they're a good company. If someone hacks your particular account, they will let you know. And you can put all of your credit card information in there and all your social media accounts, everything, and they would track it. And then you have to look at the out-of-pocket expenses if you don't have a LifeLock, because LifeLock will cover you from a legal perspective, litigation for up to $1 million. And then you have to look at the loss of wages if you have to take time off of work to address these things. And then there's that issue of increased vigilance, where we have to be more vigilant and ensuring that we consistently monitor and be proactive for security measures. Even if we have mail coming into the mailbox, we have to make sure we check that, because there are people roaming around and they're doing these things because that's the way they work. And then the legal action, and then systemic implications is the economic consequences of something like this. So when we look at it, Social Security breaches are more than just data leaks. They represent long-term financial, emotional, and legal challenges for consumers. And I just really just want you to know that there are steps that you can take to do this. So I'm going to put this slide up real quick. And so I just want to share, because this has a direct impact on your finances. And I want you to be up to date and really paying attention, because your financial health and well being depends on this. And so when someone assumes your identity with your Social Security number, they could apply for credit cards or a loan. They could open a cell phone, get a cell phone account or other accounts in your name, or use the information in other ways. So it's best to assume your data will eventually end up in your wrong hands. And those hackers are very good at what they do. And there's not anything to play games with. It's a really serious issue, as I stated before, that it impacted my taxes. And I was caught off guard, but there were 10 million of us that year in 2011 that were impacted by this. So what I'm going to share now is some of the things that you can maybe consider doing. Of course, I'm not an expert in this area, but I can do some research and I can become an expert on it. But I'm not certified to tell you what you can do. I can just put some ideas out there for you to consider, and you can maybe pass this on to your family, friends, and colleagues. And so, one of the things to do is to assume that your data will eventually end up in the wrong hands if you're hacked. Some of you out there may have already received an email or a letter informing you that your Social Security information and your Social Security number has been exposed. And so, unfortunately, data breaches are very common. It's not anything that's unusual anymore. It just happens all the time. It happens for cities. I know Baltimore and Atlanta, they were told to pay, let's say, 25 million if they wanted to get their information back. So if it can happen to a city, it can happen to individual. So first of all, you need to check if your Social Security number is out there. And there's a company called the National Public Data Corporation, and they have a website. It's www.npdbreach.com, and you would provide some information to them, and they will be able to let you know if you've been breached. And then the immediate thing is to alert your financial institution, your bank, your credit union, or if you have insurance, whatever investments, whoever it happens to be, go out there and let them know that you've been impacted. You also want to get a credit report, and you can get a free annual credit report at www.annualcreditreport.com. Get out there and get that free credit report, and you'll be able to see if there's any activity out there. Also, you want to call the police. Let them know that you've been hacked. Have it on record, so if later on something comes up, they will know, oh yeah, Mr. Van, he already contacted us and he informed us of what happened. And so if something comes up, they'll be aware of it. And then also the Federal Trade Commission. And you can contact them at www.idtheft.gov. That's again, www.idtheft.gov. And you can call them. Here's the number: 1-877-438-4388. And then again, I stated that you can put a fraud alert out there on all of your accounts. You can freeze them. And then you want to look at the federal tax implications of a federal ID of your Social Security number being impacted by your filing your taxes. And I actually experienced this, as I mentioned before, and you don't want this to happen to you. Tell me, it really takes a lot of time to get that done. And then you can also reach out to the Social Security Administration as well. You can also go to www.ssa.gov/fraud. I'll repeat that because I want you to be in the know. www.ssa.gov/fraud. And you don't want to be a victim. So you want to practice a lot of vigilance. You want to be proactive. You want to make sure that your computer at home, that you have the proper encryption, and any software, don't open up anything you're not aware of. Keep your eyes open, review your social security records, and keep it private, but be skeptical because unfortunately, this is the world that we live in today. And so I just really wanted to share this with you. And again, I'm going to put my chart up here because it's important. The data breach has been cracked yet again by the hackers. They are good at what they do. Typically, they're teenagers or they're working in Eastern Europe or Western Europe, somewhere in that road in terms of what they do. And so I'm not calling out any country specifically, but those areas, I found it in the research that I was doing. And so what I want you to take away from today is that if you want to protect your finances and you want to live the lifestyle that you deserve to live, then you have to really be proactive and keep up with all of your finances. You want to make sure that you're not a part of this breach that's taking place because almost 3 billion people, that's a lot of records. And then 272 million social security numbers, and it's just out there, it's in the ether. You also want to check with your children. You want to check with your family members, extended family members, your colleagues at work, your alumni, high school, college, whatever it may be, and let everyone that you know what we're talking about. I also want you to go to this YouTube channel because I have that out here as well. And you can go to www.youtube.com/ the @ symbol Wealth Academy, Wealth Academy podcast /videos. I'll give that to you again. www.youtube.com/ the @ symbol Wealth Academy podcast /videos. And you'll be able to reference people to see this video so it can help them. Because really, when you get down to it, if your financial health is not good, then your wealth is not good. We need to have those in sync, and that you will be able to do the things that you want to do, whether you're just starting out or you're in a mid-career person or you're a retiree. We all need this information. We all need to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. My time is up, and I thank you for yours. And you could also schedule a free financial coaching session with me, about 15 to 20 minutes. And I have it right here. That's on the board, on the banner here. And you can go there, the https tinyurl.com /446 AD2YX. Schedule a conference with me for 15 minutes, and I can provide you with even more information. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next episode. And go out there and rate and review me on Apple Podcasts, episode 272. Provide a 5-star rating. Thank you very much, and have a good day.